So, here in California and in the United States, we have a lot of stuff going on regarding Me Too and Bill Cosby and Tom Brokaw and all these people being charged with their being accused of sexual misconduct and blah, 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 which I wonder what it says about the United States, and I wonder, y'all from Canada, if y'all have the same problem, because it seems like there's a massive propensity for sexual misconduct in all different kinds and shapes and sizes here in the United States, and it just, I don't know, seems like, how can these people do this to other people, and you catch my drift. Why is it so prevalent, I guess, is my other question. But more than that, here in California, we had something a couple years ago called Proposition 57. It is by far one of the worst propositions I have ever seen, because things like child trafficking and the rape of an unconscious person were considered non-violent crimes, and those persons who had committed those crimes, or those people who have committed those crimes, were eligible for parole. In the news currently, they're discussing closing the loopholes and changing it back, I guess. And for about 6 months, I collected as many signatures as I could, which only leveled to about 100, 150, to try to get this overturned about 6 months ago. No, a year ago, maybe. To no avail. I mean, we never actually got anything done. But we had always wanted for the loopholes to be closed, because, seriously, the rape of an unconscious person is not non-violent. I'm here to say that. I have people over there. I'm sitting in the parking lot at school, and let's see if I can figure out. Yep, see, I'm sitting in the parking lot at school, just going to class in a few minutes. But so I guess I know this won't make a lot of sense until I explain, but to me, I would say that to do that to a woman who's unconscious could even be construed as more violent than to do it when someone is awake, because you are literally taking away their ability to fight back. If someone is unconscious, they don't have the ability to fight back. And I would be willing to say that that trauma that I endured, or that I experienced, is by far the most violent that I have ever seen. I don't know if y'all know my story, or if y'all even want me to tell my story, which I don't think you do, but I don't even know who's on because nobody's commenting. But needless to say, when someone takes away your ability to fight back and literally gives you no choice other than to take it, I find that that is more violent than someone who's given the ability to fight back, who can fight back, who can choose whether or not to fight back. I don't know about choose, but when you're literally unable to, it's probably the most violent thing I've ever seen. For me, it was being too high and being unconscious because the person that I thought I trusted had mixed the weed that he had given me with PCP in order to try and make me pass out or be too high to figure out what's going on. Again, I think that that's probably one of the most violent things that I've ever seen, because one minute I'm smoking and the next minute I wake up and my clothes are on the floor of the front seat and there's someone taking what no man should ever take and raping me. And I remember waking up and the only thing I could hear was screams, because I was screaming bloody murder. And I remember thinking that if I just kept screaming, maybe someone would hear and maybe someone could come save me, because there was nothing I could do. And he told me if I didn't stop screaming, that he would make me stop screaming. And first he punched me in the face. And I didn't stop screaming, because I literally, the only thought in my head was, if I keep screaming, maybe someone will hear me. And then he told me, well, if I wasn't going to cooperate that way, he flipped me over onto my stomach and trapped my left arm behind my body. And I still didn't stop screaming, because I remember thinking, if I keep screaming, someone might hear me. Someone might come help. And no one came. And he was getting so mad and so frustrated, and that he took a gun and put it to the back of my head. He said, if you don't stop screaming, I'm gonna pull the trigger. But I couldn't stop screaming. I couldn't stop using the only tool that I had to try to save myself. So he pulled the trigger, and the gun jammed. I remember feeling it push up against my head. But for some reason, God saved me. Something out there in the universe wants me to be here, to help save people, to help people in any way that I can. I don't remember much after that, except for the fact that he tried to put me into my car and put the keys in my car, and I woke up and I was buckled in the front seat with my clothes back on. So I don't know, but in the grand scheme of things, I would not consider that nonviolent. I would not consider everything prior to my waking up nonviolent. So if any of you live in California, which you might, because the USA group is pretty small, then please, 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 when the Keep California Safe Act comes up to vote this November, I think it's this November, maybe, they are bringing it to a vote to close the loophole. So please, vote to close it. I know they thought it was going to help the prisons, but it's not. It's really not. And women all over the world are feeling like their pain doesn't matter. Men all over the world. I say women, but anyone. Men and women all over the world are feeling like they don't matter, because someone's telling them that probably the most violent thing they've ever experienced is not violent. And that those people should be eligible to get off on parole. Anyway, it is 7:57, and I need to get all my stuff inside my classroom and get everything set up before 8:30. So I will talk to you guys again soon.